So the Leaps and Bounds event is now active, and this will allow you to essentially gain double progression during the event. It lasts for only 1 week from the 21st to the 28th of April, and you can get some really good rewards from this progression event, namely coalescent motes if you're fortunate. More on how you can best obtain these rewards a little bit later. And this progression, or this Leaps and Bounds, means this thing on the top left. You can see under my hit point bar you have this purple bar, and it will gradually fill up, and we can see it's on 42% there. Now this is considered over leveling. So once you've hit level 20 you're at the maximum, and so there's no incentive to do quests to kill enemies to gain what you could say air quotes experience points, since that got removed in module 21. And now the system is essentially kill enemies, gain XP, which you can't see, to fill this bar. You would think quests would give you XP, but looking at our 42%, handing in a quest, and we can hand in numerous amounts of quests, and that was even a weekly quest, you can see we gain no XP. The only way we gain any XP is by killing enemies. Once you kill enemies, you'll gain more progression on this bar. You can't even go, let's say, privately and queue into a skirmish. Again, we're on 42% progression, and we go and fight a bunch of these little guys. But there you go, we can see that we killed 18 different enemies. Looking on our bar, still only 42%. Killing enemies in a private instance or a queued instance gives you 0 progression. The only thing that does give you progression is killing enemies out in the open world. We can see our percentage after just killing that group. We're on 42% still. Perhaps we didn't kill particularly hard enemies, as it does depend on the enemy types that you kill. We killed a bunch more there, still only 42%. I'll show you the reasoning why. If you look at the type of enemies, you can see all of them only have 1 dot above their hit point bar. You're going to have to kill significantly more weaker enemies than more challenging enemies to gain this percentage. We're still on 42%, and you are indeed capped, so it might happen that you can't gain any more progression per day. I'll go over that in a little bit. See, we killed that bunch and we're on 44% because there were significantly stronger enemies in that group. They're all just tier 1 enemies there. We have a bunch of much stronger ones here, like a tier 3 there, another tier 2 there. We can kill these guys and have a look at our progression, and we can see, there we go, we're on 45%. Now I can show you a chart where you can see exactly how much progression you gain depending on which type of monsters you kill. Again, they're based on tiers from tier 1 to tier 5, and those tiers are based on, again, the dots you see above their hit point bar. They're all tier 1 guys. This big guy here, this shock trooper, is a tier 3, and you can see on the chart that a tier 3 will give us 0.33%, so we would have to kill 3 of those guys to gain 1%. Now this monster tier progression gain is only at this level when we have the ×2 leaps and bounds event, because we gain double the amount of progression. Normally all of these values are halved, and you can see the different rewards we're obtaining, like companion upgrade tokens. I believe we can get mount upgrade tokens too, some astral diamonds there, just pure 5,000, some more companion upgrade tokens, a companion itself, a blue insignia, another one, a legendary insignia, a purple insignia, a coalescent mote, very good reward to get from here, an improved mote, meaning you can get pretty much all the motes there. Purple is that 5% one, legendary would be 10%, preservation wards, runic bags, trade bars, and unbind tokens to go with it. And so you can get some very good rewards through these progression ones. We, for example, farmed out a bunch here, and we can get some companion upgrade tokens. And we have a second one. Now, keep in mind, you're capped. Usually, when you don't have this Leap and Bounds event, you can only get 1 progression reward per day, and that's it. You can get this bar to 100%. You can see we're on 70% there, and we can go kill a bunch of these guys. A bunch of those were on tier 3. Here's another tier 2. And no matter how many we kill at this point, we're stuck at 70%. This is on the previous server where I was farming a bit of the hunts to get these guys to spawn. I'll make an updated video on that. And killing these guys gives us nothing more because we're capped. And during the Leaps and Bounds event, again, you can get 2 of those progression rewards. We got some upgrade tokens, and on our second reward, we got an improved bag of holding. And I believe we might have a third one as well. Just clicking down here, we also get some more trade bars. And that third one would have been stacked from the previous day where I didn't claim it. Overall, progression wards are really good with regards to what loot you can obtain, but in my opinion, they're not worth just going for during this event. There's not really much point to go farm enemies endlessly for no big reason. Again, you're going to have to farm these certain types of enemies. And what I would do if you are interested in trying to get these progression wards is match it with something else. You're either doing questing in an area or you're farming those hunt enemies in Avernus or Chult to get your hunt enemies to spawn, to get your trophies, ultimately get gear. And you could even sell trophies or the gear that would drop and get significant amounts of profit. People are doing that with the ribcage currently because it's not an easy grind. So again, that's pretty much it with the progression event. Keep in mind, again, you are capped at 2 per day. So if your percentage ends up not going anywhere, then you've probably hit the cap. Again, keep in mind, you're also only going to get credit from enemies you kill within mapped zones. You won't be getting anything from within your dungeons, your skirmishes, your trials. Any of that will not give you any progression, which is, in my opinion, a little bit sad. They should give you progression, but I can see why it could be exploited here or there, depending on what enemies people kill, and you could see the different ones. Let's say you found a spot where you would get tier 5 or 4 monsters spawning all the time, then you could farm them, but you're still capped at 2 per day, so I don't see the big deal. So again, hopefully this is somewhat insightful to you guys, and I'd like to give a special thank you to all of my channel members for helping me keep my channel going. And if I present this well, consider leaving the video a like, and if you're new around here, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.